So GAN sent me a third GAN 14. I unboxed it in my last video and it was not a very good cube. I'm guessing that the biggest issue was the setup, considering my GAN 13 had the same issues out of box. Today, we're gonna set this 14 up just like my 13 and see how much better of a cube this can become. So starting off, looking at our lubricants today, we have Speed Cube Shop's Nebula, which I found works best for the heavier lube. And then next we have Martian, which is gonna be our quicker lube, also found at Speed Cube Shop. But before we get to these, we have to make sure that the tensions and magnets are just how we like them. So we're gonna go ahead and take our GAN 14, and then in the bottom of the box, we have this little tensioning tool, just like the 13. We're gonna go ahead, pop off all of the caps. All right, and then super easy to remember. First step is gonna be to make sure that everything core-wise is set to 4. So this way far inner layer has, I don't know if you can even see that, it's already set to 4. So I'm not gonna touch that on any of the sides. Next up is this middle ring, which I'm gonna use this cool tool for to set all of these to 4. So you can kind of see in there, set that to 4. You can see that little notch lines up with our 4. So we're gonna do that to all the sides here quickly. All right, so I got all of the center pieces set to 4. Also made sure everything on the interior was set to 4. So our core magnets and our core tensions should be perfectly how we want them. Next step, I'll set the corner and the edge magnets to 4 as well. So let's go ahead and put these caps back on. So we're just gonna go ahead and turn that 90 degrees and then take our little pin, and it's super hard to see, but we're on 3 right now. We're gonna switch that to 4. All right, so I got everything set to 4 on the edge. And if you're wondering why there's only 16 edges instead of 4, 8, 12, yada, 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 it's just going by the piece. Instead of, all you have to do is rotate this to what you want it once, and then this whole piece is done. Me setting this side to 4, also set this side to 4, which also set this side to 4. It's all on one mechanism, so you only have to do it once per corner, not per side. So just to clarify that, next step for the tensioning and magnets is we have to do the edge pieces, which is new to the GAN 14. I'm gonna guess, again, probably 4 is gonna be my preference. So I'm gonna get those all switched up really quickly just by opening this 90 degrees and then pushing through there. So I actually lied, I'm looking really close at this, and there's only 2 options per edge for strength. So I'm gonna set these all to 2, just kind of see how it feels later on. If I don't love it, I'll turn it back to 1 with, and again, you only have to do one side because that'll switch for both edge pieces. All right, so I did that quick and it actually ended up being 12 edge pieces, so I miscounted, but the cube is already feeling better, but it looks like I'm still catching. So we're gonna see, I think this is what the lube is gonna improve. So we'll do my very quick setup here that I do for most cubes with these 2 lubes I went over earlier in the video. And again, these are from Speed Cube Shop, code Opulent. You get a huge discount on them. Go ahead and make sure you do that. But we're gonna start with our heavy lube, which is gonna be the Nebula for the interior and core of the piece. So we're gonna go ahead and just pop out one edge piece here. And I go crazy with this stuff. I love the feeling of gummy cubes. So I'm gonna go ahead and put quite a bit on the inside of that torpedo here. Set that off to the side. And then I'm gonna be going crazy on the edge piece. And then the other edge. I don't necessarily flip over the cube and do the same thing. I think just once is fine, it spreads around. So put that back in, and then always make sure you put your lid back on. You don't want to knock one of these over and spill them. And then finally, we have our quick one, which is going to be the Martian. Unscrew this. And then this is going to just pry that open. And then I'm just dumping a couple drops in there. I'll flip it on this just because it's so thin. Couple drops in there. Again, make sure you put that cap on, guys, for real. All right, and we're gonna mix this thing up so we can get all that lube mixed around. All right, so we already are getting way less locks on this. If you saw my unboxing of this cube, I did 2 practice solves at the end, which were part of an average of 10, which unfortunately was 8 seconds slower than my typical solve time just because of all the locks. And I just showed 2 solves out of that average. But we're gonna go ahead and do a solve here and just see off the bat if it's gonna be better. So go ahead and do this. And let's get this bread. Feel free to critique my solve in the comments, guys. I know I'm not the fastest, but I think I can still attest to some of these cubes. So 21 seconds, which is just around my average, a little higher actually, but I was getting 30-second solves. So definitely a huge improvement just off the one solve. I guess you don't really know till you've done a lot of solves on it, but that's just my quick setup guide and tutorial. And actually, I'm not as upset about the performance of this cube. It actually seems to be doing a lot better. So if you buy a GAN 14, definitely make sure you also buy some lube with it, or just have some at home to fix this thing up, because it's not bad now. It's not bad. But with that being said, make sure you join the giveaway in the description. Peace out.